The new survivor revealed? Let's begin. I'm a little bit ill today, but let's quickly go over what we got last week. So last week we got the new survivor, the Aeroplanist, with all of his exciting jetpack abilities, being able to fly and stuff like that. No changes to his abilities from the test server. We also got the 5th anniversary Castle Zinaida's Unfinished Chapter, Chapter 3 event that of course brought along the Adventurer's Guide Week 3, where you could finally get that permanent A tier unlock card if you worked hard enough for it. In the store, you'd also be able to find the Stella's Wings package that would include the S tier skin for Aeroplanist along with his A tier accessory, the Beyond the Sky accessory, and you'd also be able to purchase Aeroplanist, or you could buy these things separately of course. There was also the Darts Cabinet A tier furniture piece that I bought immediately, a very cool furniture piece where you can actually play darts. They also brought the 5th anniversary furniture collection added to the store as well, a ton of different things you could buy. The Bloody Queen 1 skin Promised Day, and Painter's Ivory Tower skin Turpentine or Turpentine, still have no clue how to pronounce that. They also brought a special event that brought along the new time-limited public map Summer Adventure that I was expecting it to be a map that would be playable, but instead it was a map where you go and take photos. It was fine for like a 5-minute thing. I was excited for it to be something you could play on, you could kite hunters or maybe, you know, chase survivors around, but it wasn't that case at all. It was just a little bit of a weird part event. Let's talk about what we're getting this week, and this week we're getting some strong content. So we're getting the Danganronpa Essence, that's of course Season 27 Essence 3, that brings along the S tier skin for Journalist, that's going to be Kaede Akamatsu, the A tier skin for novelist Shuichi Saihara, the A tier for acrobat Kokichi Oma, and the A tier for toy merchant Miu Iruma. With this crossover essence, we're also getting a crossover event, the Danganronpa V3 crossover event, where if you complete event tasks, you'll be able to receive the A tier skin for Prisoner, that is Rantaro Amami, and you'll be able to receive more rewards. By that, I'd expect fragments and clues, maybe some spyglasses and stuff like that. If you're checking the official Twitter and Facebook page during this event, you'll also notice that there'll be a redemption code. It's not available yet, but once that is out, that will be probably this week or next week, you'll be able to get a limited graffiti. Someone asked me in a recent video, like, how do you use the code? There is a specific website to input the code. You need to look up like Identity 5 redemption code website. Please make sure you're looking at the official pages. And of course, we're also getting the Danganronpa crossover 1 and 2 return with all of the essences. If you were not here for part 1 or not here for part 2, or maybe you really want that Monokuma skin from part 1, or maybe you want one of the skins from part 2, they're all available in the essences. You can spend as many inspirations as you want to get those skins from the previous crossover events. It also is going to bring back to the store the accessory Mono machine, that is the accessory for Guard 26, that will be upgradable as it was in the first crossover part with echoes. So if you want to get an SS accessory, that is how you do it. They're also bringing back the pet Monomi and the mechanic accessory Usami's fairy stick from part 2 that will be available for fragments, or if you want to buy them for echoes as well. So this week is going to be full of Danganronpa stuff. They might add some more stuff, they might do some adjustments, as they are talking about doing some adjustments for the end of season. Not sure if that will be this week or following weeks, but that's what we know is coming out this week. Let's talk about what's coming from the future. When I woke up yesterday, I think it was, I realized that they just dropped a ton of content and stuff. They told us there were tons of stuff coming out, so let's talk about all of those things. First of all, we'll talk about some of the minor stuff that they're going to be adding in the future. There are some upcoming skins and, you know, accessories and stuff that will come. They haven't really confirmed exactly when, but let's talk about those. So there is a plan to add an S tier accessory for Barmaid in the second half of this year. Perfumer will be getting a special accessory in the Penrose Maze. This is where her SS skin is. That will be added to the end of August. They're also going to bring back Patient and Psychologist's A tier skins, the kind of the gothic ones. I've forgotten what they're called. When they bring those back, they're also going to be giving them a special A tier accessory to go along with these skins. Some game adjustments, they're planning on adding White Sand Street Asylum and Golden Cave to entertainment modes. That's very exciting because we were wondering what they were going to do with these maps that they've had for such a long time and really are underutilized and are quite cool. I'm a really big fan of White Sand Street Asylum. To see them bringing them possibly to like Harrow mode or maybe something like Duo Hunter mode is a very exciting idea. I think maybe Duo Hunter mode would work quite well for Golden Cave. White Sand Street Asylum might work for something like Tarot, although I'm not really sure. They're also planning on adjusting scratch marks on the floor. Those are the marks that you leave as a survivor that the hunter can see to be able to track you down. They're planning on making those more visible. Maybe this will mean a complete rework of what scratch marks look like in general. They might get rid of the weird red patches and maybe they'll make them bright and colorful. I actually realized that in the original game, in the beta version of Identity 5, they actually used to look like scratch marks from DBD. So maybe they'll do something like that. Maybe they'll go a completely different direction. I'm excited to see what they do. They've also told us that they're working on some buffs and some nerfs, some adjustments for characters. As for opera singer, a lot of people want to see her nerfed, but there's a lot of conflicting information from netties because in a Q&A, they actually said that they're pretty happy with where she is right now, and they're keeping an eye on her because she has kind of, since they nerfed her the last time, her win rate has dropped considerably. But then in another post they made like a day or two later, they said that they were working on it. So maybe there's no communication going on between two teams. One of them's nerfing her, or one of them's buffing her, or one of them's leaving her. I don't really know what's going on. We do know that Mind's Eye is going to be adjusted. This is going to be exciting to see. Nightmare is going to be adjusted at the end of this season. We don't really know when Mind's Eye's one was. I forgot to mention that. There are also adjustments planned for original characters to the game, such as Hellamber and Lawyer. They're planning on redesigning Novelist or adjusting him. They called it a redesign, so maybe they're going to completely change his abilities because they're planning on making him available to be used in Duo Hunter mode. I'm excited to see what they do with Novelist because he's a really underplayed character overall. They revealed 2 upcoming crossovers, a little bit more information about one of them that we knew about before. First of all, I think everyone's very excited about the Sanrio characters crossover. We mentioned this maybe a couple of months ago. They're bringing the IP for Hello Kitty and Cinema Roll into the game, and those are going to be coming as pets, arriving December 28th as far as we can tell. And there's possibly also going to be the character costumes, so skins that are themed around Hello Kitty and Cinema Roll as well. It will arrive maybe the same time, maybe before. They were very unclear in their tweet. It seemed like they were saying it was coming soon. December 28th is not soon. We're also getting the XXX Holic, I don't know how you pronounce this, crossover that I did do a little bit of research on. It is a kind of anime as far as I can tell, that's to do with spirit hunting and stuff like that. I did read the entire plot. That will probably bring 2-3 skins into the game, and I'm not sure, they might just be echoes only as this will be a small crossover, but I don't really know. That will be interesting nonetheless. Let's talk about next season because you guys are excited to know about season 28 because they revealed them already. That's coming August 31st, so a month away from when I'm recording this. Exactly today is the 31st of July. Season 28 Essence 1 has been revealed with the S tier skin for Cheerleader. We know that she's coming out on this day as well, and it's a very interesting essence. It's kind of like bright, colorful, kind of cyberpunk-y, Splatoon themed. I don't really know how you describe it, but it's very cool and very unique for Identity 5. I'm excited to see it. It's also bringing along an A tier skin for Bata and an A tier skin for what looks like Guard 26. Very different looking. He's actually kind of human in a way. We also know that next season's Logic Path skin is going to be for Thief, a kind of character that is not very loved by the majority of players. So that's an interesting choice for such a big essence that's coming out. And they also revealed which rank accessories are coming out next month. As we kind of theorized about it, rumors that we had heard last week, we finally got confirmed which ones are coming. We know that Naiad is going to be getting the S tier one, and Dancer and Composer will be getting the A tier accessory. As I also mentioned, Cheerleader is going to be coming out on August 31st, and they've already given us a little teaser or a little hint as to what her abilities are. They gave us 3 different clips that didn't explain exactly what she does, but you have to understand it from the clips that they gave us. We get to see that she's going to be a support character that will have the ability to have a small speed boost that will then slow her down after she used the speed boost, the ability to be able to cheer for her teammates, to be able to give them a buff. Like Sia, she can kind of send her ability to a survivor, and that survivor will then have their cooldowns reset. And then there's the other ability where if she spends some time kind of cheering the survivor on nearby them, she can also give them extra health states. So if they get knocked down, they can use some of their cheer, you could say, to be able to revive themselves off the ground instantly with a small speed boost. With season 28 coming, and of course all this cool fancy Splatoon themed skins coming out, they've also revealed there's a special game mode coming out, and that's going to be the Moonlight Race, and it's also going to come along with an event, the Moonlight Race event. In this event, there's going to be a special mode for Chasing Shadows. They're bringing back Chasing Shadows again. It was already available, but only one map was available, and that's going to bring along the new map for the Chasing Shadows mode, Golden Cave, with crazy obstacles. They've really outdone themselves with what I can see from the video they revealed. The map is looking absolutely amazing. There are different things that you can avoid, different obstacles, a part where you get shrunk down into the size of Explorer and other crazy things like that. There's going to be a coordinator package that is themed around the season 28 Essence 1 theme that looks very fancy. I'm not sure if this is an S tier skin or an A tier skin, probably an S tier skin. The event itself will have rewards such as a portrait crate, frame, graffitis, and a BTS skin for journalists. There's also going to be a quiz because there's quiz rewards that will give you 3 event graffitis, and there will be top rewards. I guess if you are one of the top players in the special Chasing Shadows mode, you'll get a different frame depending on which position you got into. 3 different frames in total. I think top 100, top 50, and top 10 or something like that. There are so many new players joining the game due to the Danganronpa V3 crossover, and of course the addition of this new survivor Cheerleader that's coming next month. So check out this video that's on the screen right now to learn some great tips for survivors you might not have tried yet.